Hello.
Hello.
We had fun at our Grace Coolidge campsite last night. And today we are going to go see if we can do some sightseeing and
See some wildlife.
see if we can find some nice trails.
And maybe a trail to hike or bike. Maybe
Yeah.
up by the Crazy Horse Monument,
Crazy Horse Monument.
right outside of Custer State Park.
And see if we can find some fun trails. Maybe ride our bikes.
Maybe.
So, should be a relaxing day. Here we are in Custer State Park, and we're on the Wildlife Loop Road. Just enjoying the beautiful scenery, and we were thinking about where would be fun to do some bicycle riding. These guys have decided here is where a great place to do it. They said the best time to see wildlife is in the morning, and I think we might be in luck. I see a moose and a buffalo and a groundhog
No, you don't.
and a lobster. Says this is French Creek. Very beautiful area. So what's it like driving such a big RV? Like about 31, 32 feet long?
Well, I guess it drives smooth, so sometimes I forget that I'm driving something so big.
Yeah. So you get used to it?
Yeah, you get used to it.
How about on curves and things like that? Does it still get you nervous after all this time?
No, as long as I go slow.
Yeah. You got a pretty good feel for where all the tires are and
Yeah, I have my little markers on the windshield wiper.
yeah. How does that work?
There's a little spot that I know that if that hits the edge of the road, then I know I'm close enough to the right, not too far left, not too far right.
What's the big differences between a Class C and a Class A? When we had Rev, our Class A, which was the overhang style, looked like more of a truck with the grandma overcap, versus Mita, our Class A here, has a big flat front end.
Maybe it's, I mean, I really don't notice a difference when we're driving like this, but when we're in small spaces, it seems like the turn is not as sharp, maybe, with the A. So I have to kind of make sure to know where the wheels are so that it turns without scraping a side or something.
There's some deer. So we have a bison center. Got some burros there.
Oh, prairie dogs.
Prairie dogs. We got a prairie dog village. Prairie dogs are pretty cute, but I bet you they really would wreck a farm. If you're one of the early pioneers coming out here.
Well, we're talking about like the root vegetables,
Right? Can you imagine?
Carrots and turnips and
Right?
all those things that grow underground.
Right.
I think
It'd be so,
it'd be like a smorgasbord for the prairie dogs.
yeah. And can you imagine the hardworking pioneers out here in South Dakota working all that time, and they go to harvest and prairie dogs have eaten it all.
Yeah, they pull up and there's no carrot. There's the no potatoes.
Yeah. Black Hills. Wonder why they're called the Black Hills.
I think I'm just guessing, but I'm thinking, wasn't there something like the Blackfoot Indians or something like that? Like some Native American
Yeah, I'm not
that
sure.
actually settled in this area that were.
I was gonna guess maybe all the shadows from the clouds
Make
the
like
hills look like they're dark black,
Well, you might have to Google it.
or maybe they have good dark soil, but so far it looks like it's more kind of red.
Yeah, it's true. What's interesting about these cattle guards, their purpose. Do they actually divide the herds or something?
Yeah, that's kind of an interesting. Yeah, I was wondering that too, because they're not cattle ranchers out here, are they? I mean, it's kind
that
of
I know of. I think it's a state park, so I was wondering, some of the fences are really tall that go up to it, so I was wondering maybe they divide the herds.
Yeah, maybe.
There's a possibility so they don't get overpopulated. They might, I mean, they offer like bison burgers, and so maybe it is like a cattle ranch but for bison.
Maybe. Or maybe they have some domestic animals mixed in.
I read somewhere about bison that they can jump fences. I don't remember
Really?
how tall. They can run up to 35 miles an hour, and they can actually jump pretty. I want to say it was like 6 foot. I'll have to
Wow.
look it up again.
Seems like
But-
they would just crash through the fences if they wanted
Yeah,
to.
yeah, I feel it, unless maybe it's electrified.
Yeah, I doubt they are out here.
Yeah.
But maybe.
But I can't imagine the cattle guards being for the deer or anything, so it's got to be for the bison.
You'd
Like,
think
like you
so.
said, unless there's cattle, but I haven't seen any cattle yet.
Right. It's really pretty contrasts of green. The yellows and the greens and the hills and stuff.
Yeah,
It's really beautiful in this area.
yeah, the dark pine, but then the light colored, I don't know what kind of trees those are.
Yeah. If I was a deer or a buffalo, I would definitely want to hang out here. So there's definitely a lot of hairpin turns on this road. So if you've ever driven like Highway 1, this is similar to this section. But not nearly as much traffic as California Highway 1, so a lot more relaxed.
You did ask about mountain lions, and I did read somewhere that there are mountain lions. They're just rarely seen.
Yeah, it's probably the key to their style is to not be seen until you're already lunch.
Yeah.
They probably love all the deer.
True.
Bet you they don't really mess with the buffalo unless they're really
And I
young or something.
Yeah, and I hear that, I guess, with mountain lions, they can go a couple days without having to eat, so they
Right.
probably just get enough.
Some people stopped up here.
Yeah.
I wonder
Might be something.
if they're seeing something up here.
Could be more prairie dogs. I see a bunch of
Yeah. Looks like it's a prairie dog village.
another prairie dog village.
Oh, there's some buffalo. And a cool little touring car. Oh wow, these guys are huge.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to be in a red car. I like bulls.
You think the red cars might get some interest for the buffalo?
They're really big.
Scenery really changed up a little bit. We now have some pretty good hills and trees and steep roads, forests. We had some lunch at a little overlook. Had some egg salad sandwiches. They were delicious. Deanna makes great egg salad sandwich.
Thanks.
And she's navigating these Tour de France like roads pretty well. Keep us alive, babe. Keep us alive.
I'm trying.
Beautiful lake. Here we are in the town of Custer. Oh, little bike behind us, beside us here.
Look at the thing
Yeah.
of horns
Right.
in the
Oh
back
my
of
gosh.
this person's truck.
Yeah, this is a lot of.
Antlers.
They're gonna really.
$7 per pound.
Oh my gosh. Guess if you wanted to make a bunch of antler arts and crafts, that's the place to get them. Wow, that's crazy. Now I guess this is their little main street of the town of Custer.
Yeah, looks like
I
downtown.
wonder if that's the famous Custer's Last Stand, Custer.
In 600 feet, turn right onto US 16 East, US 385 North.
Here we are at Crazy Horse, where they're building and expanding a mountain. They're carving Crazy Horse face into the mountain, like almost kind of like what they did with Mount Rushmore. You can see them working over there. Very interesting.
All right. Well, we found a nice first come, first serve state park camping spot here at Sheridan Lake. And we're getting our bikes out, ready to ride up to the camp host and let them know which spot we picked. So, super fun part about having bikes on the back is they get filthy. So you feel like you've been rolling around in a soot. Let's see your hands there, babe.
Oh, I wiped them
Oh,
off.
you've been wiping them off.
I've been wiping them off, so not too bad. But it was pretty bad.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. Now, a moment of truth every time you take the bike off. You always wonder if you joggled something loose with all the bumps, so we'll see. Hey, came on. So good news so far. Looks like they're gonna work. This one's on as well, so we're in business. It's a pretty little place. $46. Do you know our number? 56? Okay. We have to report 56 and pay our money. It's $28 for a camping site up here by the lake.
It turned out it was only $14 because we have the America the Beautiful pass.
Very nice. Nice discount there.
Yep, good discount.
Yep.
For a national park.
Awesome. Well, we have a pretty lakeside view.
Yes.
We got this pretty lakeside view because they had double booked the spot that we were previously at, so we got the joy of moving. But hey,
But I think it's a prettier site.
it is a pretty site. It's probably okay. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if we can get our fire going. Got our little TP triangle here to add some logs onto it. Dinner time coming along. Coming along. Delicious fire roasted corn and some cheddar bratwursts. Yum yum. Okay, well, I think we opened up our bottle of
Fireside wine
fireside wine
from the Fireside Winery.
and where was that? That was from just a couple days ago, right?
That was Williamsburg, Iowa.
Williamsburg, Iowa. So cheers to a day of traveling, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.